Hey, what's up? It's Brennan, and today I'm going to be sharing you my thoughts on Dehancer. Dehancer is a film emulation plugin that helps you create the film look straight from a plugin, and it's very easy to use. You can use it in a wide variety of programs such as Premiere Pro, DaVinci, After Effects, Lightroom, and Final Cut. Thank you to Dehancer for letting me try this plugin out. So to use Dehancer, it's pretty simple. I'm going to be using DaVinci to color grade. So all I'm going to do is go to the color tab and drag in Dehancer into the nodes. And from here, you can choose what camera you shot on. So I'm going to choose the Fujifilm X-H2S Vlog 2. So in here you can already see what's happening to the footage. It's already been color graded. But from here we can tweak some more settings to get a look we want. So what I'm going to do is play around with the tint here and temperature. Usually what I do is go from top to bottom and mess around with all of the effects that it gives me. So in the film profile, the one I like the most is Fujicolor Nature 1600. After film, I usually go to print profile and choose one of the prints here to combine the colors from the film. Usually I like going with Kodak 2383, and from here you can adjust it as well. It's a little bit too contrasty, so I'll bring that down a bit. Mess with the exposure, and I'm also going to look at parade forms here to manage my exposure and see if I'm clipping. Color density is basically like saturation but for films, and target white is the white balance of the print film. I'm gonna go more of a warmer tone, and as you can see, the film grain is already enabled. Once I disable it, you can see how much it's affecting, and it's a really nice like texture to the footage. And you can just choose, and you have like a wide variety of film grains that you could choose from depending on like the ISO value. So I'm gonna just choose this one right here, which is the 35mm ISO 50. Right here we already have like a clean image and I'm pretty fine with it. Let's just tweak it a little bit more in the film developer. So once we enable this, we could boost the contrast a little bit more if we wanted to, and increase the colors by a tad bit, like so. And there's this other feature, film compression, which I really like, since when you enable it, it doesn't make your highlights really clip. It makes it more like smoother. You can see what it's doing right here. It's usually like the HDR wheel in DaVinci, adjusting the light values right here, but it's in Dehancer. So usually I will want to have most of the image have some detail in the highlights, so I make the tonal range around here and adjust the white point values as well. And expand is basically the black and white values of your footage. I tend to adjust the black point a little bit up so it's not fully 100% black, and the white point will be a little bit down so it's not clipping my highlights. Another part of the plugin I really like is color head, and color head is basically adjusting your tones based on all these types of values, and it's really specific because you can adjust it to your liking. So let's mess around with some of these values and see what we can get from this. So I want more of like modern tone. I want to do like cool shadows and like warm highlights, something like this. And we can see like a before and after of it. Small adjustments, but it makes a big difference to it. And next part is halation. And once you enable it, you can see it already affecting the edges of like the white parts of like the clip. Usually I keep it at like something around this. You can see what areas it's affecting. Usually I like to keep it very low since it does affect most of the image. As you can see, it's turning like a little bit of red in the footage, so I'll just keep it like that. Bloom is basically like a diffusion filter. It's like very soft and I really like how it looks, so that way I don't really have to bring a diffusion filter with me when I'm filming. And you can also adjust like strength of diffusion as well. I'm gonna just use the 35mm bloom and see what part it is affecting. Again, I'm gonna just keep it very minimal, and I don't want to like overpower the whole footage. So like that right there is fine enough for me. And usually I don't really touch film breath or gate weave, but there's this other feature called overscan where you can have your own like film overlay on top of your footage. That way you don't have to like find one online, and it's a really cool feature to have, so you can like emulate the film right in the plugin itself. So this is what the footage looks like so far with Dehancer. I really love the colors that came out of this footage and how fast it was to just produce these colors using Dehancer. And and this just shows if you're tight on deadline, you could just use Dehancer for your color grading and finish your projects way quicker using it. So I'm going to test out one of my other clips. This was shot on my FX3 that I recently just got, and I'm going to see how Dehancer turns out using it. So we're just going to add Dehancer to the node again. So we're going to choose camera, Sony FX3 and SLG3. And we're going to try go for the Fuji color Nature again. And let's do codec 2383. From here, we can also adjust the push and pull, and it gives like a different coloring of a warm and cool tone of the film. So I'm gonna go for a more warmer tone. Let's mess with the print film first and give it more of a warm vibe. Adjust the exposure a little bit, play around with the contrast. I love how the color density makes the colors pop way more. Let's enable film compression as well to soften the highlights. Adjust the white point and impact. And let's boost the colors by a tad bit. I think it should be enough. And now we're done messing around with the main settings on top. Let's adjust the color head. Just by adjusting all of these settings already, I love how the colors turned out on this. And let's just add a little bit of halation to it, as well as bloom. Turn this down a bit, and let's increase the bloom a bit since there's already some bloom going on in the footage right here, just to amplify it. So this is what the footage looks like with Dehancer applied to it. Dehancer looks amazing on Sony footage, especially the FX3, because one thing that I noticed is the shadows are more lifted compared to my XH2S, which the shadows are more like darkened and deeper. I just love how it doesn't really clip the shadows or highlights really. So this concludes my honest review of Dehancer, and I hope you enjoyed this plugin as much as I did, especially when trying different film prints and film profiles to get the colors you want. On top of that, Dehancer also has a mobile app that has the same features as the one on desktop, and you can also select videos to color grade as well. For this, I recommend shooting in log profile on your iPhone. Thank you again to Dehancer for sending me this plugin to review it, and if you want to purchase Dehancer for yourself, use code brenxdan in all caps for 10% off. Hope you enjoyed this video, and see ya.